Wait for some people to join. What's up, Cam? How you doing? Hey. We just gonna wait for James to pop back on here. Hey James, how you doing? Go ahead and send over your request whenever you're ready. Um, ready when you are. All right, there we go. How y'all feeling today? What's up, James? How you doing?
What's up?
I'm doing good. I'm great. Uh, how you been doing? During the quarantine.
I've been good, just working, staying creative, being safe, staying out the way, you know?
Got to. That's what we got to do. But all right, so y'all, before we jump into this, I got to introduce him the proper way. He is a top 10 Billboard charting recording artist and a three times what is a Grammy nominated producer and songwriter and an actor. That's a long title.
Yeah, I've been working, man, been working.
You have. So how do you introduce yourself? Like when you're networking.
Ooh, man, sometimes it's hard, to put everything in a condensed form, but basically I always tell people I'm just a creative, I'm a creative, so,
I love
we wear many hats.
I love that so much. So you didn't get your start in Atlanta though, right?
No, actually, I'm from New York. I'm from Queens, New York. I moved to Atlanta probably about 8 years ago.
Okay.
But within that time, like I've lived different places. Lived in LA before. Overseas. So just different places, different vibes.
Okay, different places, different vibes. I love that. So I'm from up north too. So when I was like, he's from, Queens, New York, I was like, oh, this is super dope. I gotta, interview him. So yes, you have really been working. You really made a mark on Atlanta. I gotta start. I guess how you got your start in the industry. I think you told me you met Michael Jackson. Like that was crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
What was that like?
yeah. That was crazy. I was like 10 or 11 years old.
Nah.
I was at Webster Hall in New York with my dad. My dad used to be a celebrity bodyguard.
Okay.
So just basically one of his days off, and we had a chance to attend one of Michael's events he was having at Webster Hall. I believe he was accepting an award that night, and really, we were front row at the stage, right there while he's giving his speech, and we had a
Wow.
chance to go backstage, and I met him in the green room, and it was just one of those moments to where you don't really know what to think. Like you just kind of in the moment. I'm young, but I'm like a huge Michael Jackson fan. And he told me, not even knowing me or my dad, he just told me, I see something in you. I see it in your eyes. You're gonna be something special in the entertainment music business. So after that, it was just on from there.
Man, I know you felt like that was probably the craziest moment you've ever had.
Yeah, yeah, it was crazy.
Oh wow! So I guess speaking of the King of Pop, I saw someone say rest in peace to the King of Pop. Definitely. Who else have you been inspired by? As in music, who else has inspired you?
Mm. There's so many different people that inspire me, but I grew up on a Tribe Called Quest, so like they're a huge inspiration to me. Uh, Timbaland, Pharrell, Quincy Jones,
Okay.
Organized Noise, Babyface,
Ooh.
uh, Teddy Riley. The list goes on.
Yes, and I can definitely hear a lot of those people in your music. So, let's go back to. So you did graduate from what art
Yeah,
institute?
the Art Institute of Atlanta. Actually, before then, before I got to AI, I went to Full Sail, and
Wow.
then I stayed there for about a year, and then I went to SAE Institute. So I have I'm certified in Pro Tools and audio through SAE, and then I went straight to AI after that.
And I will say that's hard. So I was a journalism major. We took like maybe two audio classes. I was like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot.
So we got to talk about, your production because that's where it all kind of started for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you worked with a lot of different people. Justin Bieber. I was surprised to read that. I was like, what? Justin Bieber with Six Flags. You worked with like Johnny Blaze,
Yeah.
Future, and B Rock. What was the most memorable collab for you? Like, who was the artist that like kind of you feel like took your career to the next level?
Um, I mean, that's always a hard question because I have like my own relationships with artists that I work with, and because usually when I work with people, I like to build a network with them before
Yeah,
we do anything, or even if we don't have the time to, like, it just has to be some type of connection. So
I love
they all have different ways of working, and we've done different things together. So they all been great and all blessings. But if I
it.
had to choose one, I mean, uh,
Or
man.
like which song was like the one you feel like just shifted your career? Like you just kind of feel like you started taking off after that.
Um,
Or one. Maybe there's not just one.
that's interesting because it was kind of like it was like one thing after the next. So, like, for example, I remember when Twitter first came out,
Yeah.
uh, there was a lot of artists that was giving out their emails on Twitter for producers to send beats to them.
Okay, right.
And I was one of those people where I sent my beats in, to the email, and I remember I had sent some beats into Young Berg at the time, and he was
Okay,
hot, and
right.
he was doing a mixtape series called Twitter Music at the time, and
Oh,
I ended up getting a track on one of the mixtapes, and then it was doing pretty well in LA, and then it just kind of started circulating from there, and then I started working with more and more artists mainstream, and then that's just kind of how it kept going. But that's what
uh,
introduced situations like Justin Bieber. um I mean, just the list goes on, man. it's
it,
it's crazy.
and the crazy thing is the industry is so small. Like everybody really does know everybody. Like
Yeah, yeah,
I
it's
know I
it's
haven't
smaller
even
than what people think it is.
right. Like I know I haven't even really scratched the surface yet. But I mean, I've been doing my thing for about 2 years, and I just keep seeing the same faces. So they say that's
Yeah,
not actually. So I probably need to
yeah.
go outside my network. But that's dope. So how do you go about I guess setting those up? Like, do you reach out? Have they reached out to you? I know you said Twitter was kind of a start, but I guess now, like, how do you go about that?
Well, I guess it depends because there's so many different avenues, whether
Yeah.
it's Instagram or whether it's Twitter or LinkedIn or Facebook. People can reach out to you, any type of way.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess for me personally, it's either email or maybe Instagram,
So that
most likely,
right.
yeah,
That
because everybody's on Instagram nowadays, so you get tons of DMs all the time. So,
I'm pretty sure you're tired of getting DMs though, right?
oh man, I get DMs all day, every day.
That- so please respect the kid and email him.
Yeah,
but
shoot me an email.
email him, right. So who do you want to work with?
Who do I want to work with? Definitely Frank Ocean. I love Frank Ocean.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to work with Kanye. I want to work with Sia. I want to work with Erica Badu.
I love her. Yeah.
Uh, uh, who else do I want to work with? Chris Brown.
Got you.
Um, man, it's a long list of people I
Yeah.
want to work with,
Look,
and they're all on my bucket list.
I love that. So, now you're kind of on what a rebranding path. You kind of well, no,
Yeah, yeah. I
let's
guess you
go
could
back
call
a
it
little bit.
rebranding.
Let's go back a little bit
I
though,
guess
because
it's a little bit of both, like rebranding and, um, for back a little better words, branching out.
branching out.
So basically, a lot of people, the bulk of my fan base always know me as the writer and the producer, but now I actually have a whole new fan base of knowing me as just a solo artist now, in which a lot of people don't even realize. About 3 years ago, I was in a group.
That's what I was just about to mention. I was like, you were in was it King's Times Two?
Yeah, King's Times
Tell me
2, short,
about that.
short for King's X2. Yeah,
Okay, okay, okay. So
yeah. So that was pretty cool. A short-lived kind of thing, but shout out to my good friend International Nova. He was the other member of the group, and we put out one single in 2017, and that record went on to chart number 10 on Billboard, which was amazing. We didn't expect that coming. I surely didn't, because that was my first introductory to artistry. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Mm.
that was a blessing.
That's amazing. Just how you can work with anyone and you never know where it's gonna go. You
Yeah,
never
yeah,
small or it's not always collabing with the biggest person. Sometimes you never know. Just never know.
absolutely.
So yes, rebranding. I did notice. I took notice of you about a year back, and I was like, I know you as the person with blue. I literally associate you with the color blue. So shout out to. I don't know if you have
You
a marketing.
you see, it's always blue, right?
I don't know if you have a marketing team or whatever, but that's super dope. So I always
Well, you
associate.
know what it is? Blue is, my personal favorite color, and it is for this reason. I always think blue is a mood color,
Okay.
and it's a tranquil color, and it's a power color.
Hmm.
So I've always correlated it to how I feel. You know what I mean? Whether, you know, I can be mad, sad, happy, whatever. Like, I think it just brings out a lot of different things and emotions that people feel. You know what I mean? So it's more like a neutral kind of color.
Yes, I always like. Every time I hear of blue, some people try to, you know, I guess say it's like a color that's supposed to like associate
Yeah,
sad or
yeah,
whatever. But I like that. It's a peaceful kind of tranquil, type of vibe. Like,
exactly, exactly.
cool. I like that. Okay, so let's talk about your albums that you dropped. So you dropped what, Blue Leisure 2019.
Yes.
What was that like? You collabed with a
Blue
lot of.
Leisure. Oh man. To be honest with you, making Blue Leisure was probably one of the best times of my life.
Okay.
And reason being is it was my debut project, my debut EP, and I didn't really know what to expect. Like, I didn't know what to expect from people hearing a full body of work from me.
Mm,
I wouldn't say I was nervous, but I would I wanted to put my all into my first body of work, and I wanted
yeah,
to tell stories in my own way. I wanted to put my experiences in there my own way and collaborate with people that I've been fans of for a long time. And this is
yeah.
my first time working with them on an actual song, as an artist. Um, and it really showed me how advanced I was in creating bodies of work. Because I really didn't know at first. But the
Hmm,
more I got into it and started crafting, I'm like, okay, this is how I want to be portrayed and how I want the music to be portrayed. Because the whole body of work is theme based. So it's
mm,
called Blue Leisure for a reason, because blue, of
mm,
course, is my favorite color and it's a mood color, but also too, leisure is the second part of what the project means is I'm giving you my emotions, my
mm.
creativity, everything into this one 7-song project. And that's what birthed
Put
it.
yourself into it. That's
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
which makes sense because it was your, inaugural, so you had to do it the right way.
Yeah, yeah. So it was amazing working on that project, and shout out to everybody that was involved in that project.
Yes,
And also too, a lot of people don't realize that I did not produce not one song on that project.
you know what? And that's crazy. You jumped right to it. I was just about to ask you that. Really? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I didn't produce any songs off of that project. I just
Why?
wanted to be full artist mode. I
Okay.
wrote all the songs. But shout out to my engineer, my producer, Stylistic. He's the one that mixed and mastered the entire project. He produced half of the project as well. So
Mm,
yeah, I just wanted to give other people an opportunity to be heard
wow.
and take the load off of me a little bit.
And that's respect. One thing I noticed about you, you're a very humble person, and you're not, kind of, you don't put I hate to say little people, but the people that's maybe not up there yet, you're not scared to collab with them. Which
No,
might,
no, not at all. Like, I'm just a creative person, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
if I can create with somebody that's just as creative as me and I can give them an opportunity, then I'm all down for that, because I hate the politics of the industry, and I just hate, like,
I know.
I guess BS. You know what I mean? Like, we're all creatives at the end of the day. You know what I mean? You're a creative, I'm a creative, so let's work together and see how we can help each other, you know?
That's how a lot of people are doing it. Like you think of Pretty B, um, Quay, all those people
Yeah.
don't work together and now, see where they're at. So
And hello, everybody tuning in. I see
yeah.
everybody's tuning in. It's going crazy right now.
Yeah, it is. That's
Billionaire Bezo, I see you, mama. How you doing?
You said what?
My friend Billionaire Bezo is in here.
Oh, okay, that's
What's
dope.
going on, Mama? Dope artist, by the way.
Okay. So I do want to ask you, will you continue to produce for other people?
Yeah, yeah, and I actually I'm still producing for artists.
Okay.
Not as much because
Hmm.
right now, my focus is the last project, but
Yeah,
I'm
well, we.
still producing here and there for artists, whether they're looking for something specific or if there's labels that's calling me for specific things.
Okay.
That's still in the conversation. But
Hmm.
yeah, just trying to stay creative as possible in this quarantine time.
Look, I think we all are. We try not to lose our sanity, right?
Right, right.
So, yes, Kaleidoscope. So that dropped at the top of the year, and
Yes.
for super dope. I really love that one. I think my favorite one was Vacation. I think that was one of
Mm,
my favorites.
dope, dope.
So, what inspired you? I guess what was the inspiration for that one?
So Kaleidoscopes was, of course, the sophomore EP,
Okay.
and it's pretty much a part two of Blue Leisure. And what I mean by that is like I wanted to give people a different perspective on where I am now in
Hmm.
life from 2019. Uh, different story content
Yeah.
and a different sound because Blue Leisure was more dark R&B, so to
Hmm.
speak. Kaleidoscopes is a
Okay.
little more
A little bit more.
how should I say a little more brighter, I guess I would say, right? A
Okay.
little more
Yeah,
brighter,
yeah,
a lot more musical in the R&B sense,
a little bit more upbeat. I feel like it
and
gives
a
a little
little more upbeat. Yeah,
of like
yeah,
like
definitely a
it.
little bit more upbeat.
Mhm.
And I had again more collaborations with artists that I've been fans of and I've had a chance to work with, and it's so crazy because those artists embraced me so much as an artist. They were fans of my artistry already, and they just wanted to work with me. And that was just a blessing, in itself. I mean, shout out to Ruffin, shout out to Ray Lavender, Dragon, Truth Hurts. Man,
Yes, I saw
I appreciate you all.
a couple of times you work with. Okay. Wow, that's so dope. So, I did want to say, how important is it having a team? Do you have a team? I know you have your
I
producer.
do, I do.
Okay.
Man, a team is so vital. I
Yes,
mean, you really can't move how you need to move without a team in this business. Like everybody has a role, everybody has something to contribute,
mm,
to the brand. You know what I mean? And the brand can't sustain without a team.
it can't. And so, I just totally lost my train of thought, but it's okay. But no, yes. So having a team is definitely important. So, with you starting as a producer and now being artists, just drop some tips for the artists that are on here who maybe, don't know where to start, or some people who are, looking into production. Like give them maybe like 3 to 5 tips.
Oh man, I would definitely start off by saying you gotta love what you do. Like that's first and foremost. You gotta love the
Okay.
craft, love the art. Because if you don't love it, then it's not gonna feel the same moving forward. Like it's gonna feel like a job, or you just doing it for some money,
Hmm.
or whatever the case is. Like you always want to love it first because the benefits and the perks are so much greater at the end because you look back and you see how much you've accomplished and how much you've gone through to get to a certain point, and you feel proud of that.
Yes.
So you gotta love your craft, and you gotta stay consistent. Like I think that's where people fall off is they don't stay consistent and they don't stick with things. So they
Yep.
they give up, they quit, and then it's always in the back of your mind of what if I kept doing this and doing that, then I could have made it here, I could have made it there. But you never would know if you quit. And in this business, nothing is guaranteed. So you have to be consistent every day. Like think about new ways of innovation and how can you make yourself better as a producer or a songwriter or an artist? How can you like differentiate yourself from everybody else in the game? Because
Mm.
there's tons of other people that do what you do. Like there's a million artists that come out every day.
Mm.
So what makes you stand out in because you in the shuffle? So like you really gotta like hone in and like really study the game and study, okay, what's my sound going to be? What's my look going to be? What's my audience going to be? You know, do I need to collaborate with certain artists? Do I need to keep my stuff solo? Making relationships with people and networking is very important.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you don't have no relationships, then you know you're gonna be stuck. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Like the
A lot of
relationships is
people.
everything.
Yes, it's so many people with like a big following, but without that following, nobody knows who they are, and
Yeah.
you want to be in that position. So
And even before you get a following, like you still have to make relationships with people to
yeah.
even want to be associated with you, or you know, just do any type of business with you. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like that's very important because people really look at that, especially in the industry. Like they
Yeah.
look at what your reputation is in the business and even online. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like if you have a bad reputation, that's bad for business.
Yep. You say the best. So I, you know, because a lot of people look up to you. I see people checking in. They're definitely noting everything you're saying. So, tell them about maybe the biggest struggle you had. You know, everything is like has gone really well, but tell them maybe one moment you that didn't go so well and how you overcame them.
Man, I mean, I tell everybody, man, it's definitely not have been a picnic in the park for me.
Okay.
I mean,
That's
even
true.
when I first got into the game, it was very difficult to get in, I guess, because for one, I was making music that wasn't considered popular at the time. Like
Okay.
I was doing what I wanted to do.
Mm,
And I was infusing different things that I wanted to infuse and just you know, carving out my own lane. But at the time, you know, the labels like, whoa, we need a record like this, we need a record like that, and we need
mhm.
something for radio, and this isn't radio friendly, or, you know, whatever the case
Yeah.
was. And it was very hard to get into different circles and different, you know, different groups of people in the industry to even give the music a chance because it wasn't what they was used to.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of hard coming out of that box.
I,
But you know, once you do, then you just got to keep going. You know what I
mm,
mean? And also too, you got to find an artist that you really like mesh well with, and then continue to produce and write that artist. Because once that artist pop, then everybody's gonna want that, and
mm,
then that's how you just keep it going
keep it
after
flowing.
that.
Wow, I'm learning some stuff. So, tell us about your biggest accomplishment
Biggest accomplishment.
so far. I
Hmm.
know more are on the way, but
Well, I mean, I have a lot of accomplishments,
definitely.
but I mean, for one, this is a cliche way of saying it, but I'm just happy to continue to do what I love. You know what I mean? Because trust me, you can get derailed, and you know things can happen, and you just fall off the wagon. You know,
Mm,
so I'm happy that that's never happened to me because I've always had a strong mind and I've always understood the business and had a good business sense of things. So I know how to take my time and, you know, understand that it's steps in this business. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So nothing is overnight.
Mm-mm.
But I mean, I would definitely say being nominated for a Grammy is definitely a huge accomplishment for me,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
you know, a plethora of other awards as well. Um, Man, and just working with the type of artists that I've been blessed to work with in all genres, you know, because that's not an easy thing either.
I love that. I love that so much. So, I do want to ask you: are you independent? Like, because I know I think one of your recent albums was with Empire Records. Am I correct?
Yeah. So
Okay.
shout out to Empire. I have a distribution deal with Empire,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I'm not a signed artist on
Okay.
Empire.
You're
So
independent.
I'm strictly independent. You know, I'm doing my thing, which I mean, I can't tell anybody what they should do with their situation, but you know, I would recommend you know, staying solo for a minute and independent and just kind of grinding it out and understand what your audience is and how you want to attack every step of your career before you get involved with a major label because once you
Mm,
do that then ownership changes, percentages changes, you know, everything changes.
That's very real. And then, you know, you don't have to go much more into that. But I already know what you mean by that. You know, you don't have a say so in a lot of different things unless you have that in the contract somewhere. But yes.
And also too, it goes into what you negotiate. You know what I mean? But before you even get to that point, you know, you got to have some
Yeah.
type of value. You know, I think that's where artists kind of
Mm,
misinform themselves with. They just think that people just gonna get signed to a major record label just like that, but it really doesn't happen that easy. Like you have to have some type of business model to you,
you got to
you know,
bring them
which
something
you
as
got
well.
to bring them something to the table of value. So, you know, are you selling records? Are you streaming well? Are you on tour? Do you have a strong online presence? You know,
Mm-hmm.
how are they going to make money from you? You know,
That's so true. And someone just said, learn the business before you sign.
absolutely,
Have a lawyer
absolutely.
present. Have a lawyer present. So you know, we're dealing with this whole quarantine. I see you've been still keeping busy. Um,
Yes.
yeah. So, any words of encouragement for those who are really just going through it right now? Like, it's not a good time for them. Anything you want to drop on people? Some words.
Um, I mean, you know, we're in a crazy time right now, and we don't really know what the future is going to be right now. But all we can do is stay motivated, stay positive, and know that we are going to come out of it. And stay creative. You know, don't get inside your head too much. You know, with what's going on. I know things are kind of abnormal, and you know things have been pushed back.
Right.
You know, it's hurting everybody, you know, not just me, but a lot of other people.
Mm.
So, you know, just take it from me, you know, just stay motivated and continue to build upon your business and your audiences. You know, now is a perfect time to do that because
Mm.
everybody has eyes everywhere. You know what I mean? So you want it to be in front of as many as people as you can. So take advantage of that.
Yep, you said it best. Nothing really to add to that one. Yes, y'all take advantage of this. That's basically free exposure. And now more people are online
Exactly.
more than ever. So, yes, I appreciate you. Let's see. Tell them where they can follow you. They already know.
So you can follow me on all
But
social media at King James Worthy, all one word. And yeah, shoot me a follow. I'll follow you back. And if you're interested in doing some business, just shoot me a DM or an email at jamesworthybookings@gmail.com.
right.
And my team will definitely get back to you.
All right, you heard it from the best. And this is C. Alexandra with See the Media. Thank you for tuning in. And
I
yes,
appreciate you. Much love.
much love to you. Thank you so much.
No
Have a
problem.
good okay.
Peace.
All right, bye.